There's a video on Sunday as well. Hello sinners and students, and welcome to Copperdale High. Sorry I'm a little bit late to this pack. I haven't had a back to school season in a few years, just a few. Which may be shocking to some, considering my skin is so youthful and my body is practically prepubescent, but I'm in fact not a minor.
Hello, sister.
James, The Sims 4 high school years, not to be confused with high school tears, which was in fact my high school experience. The trailer for the pack came out a couple months ago, but as we all know, Sims trailers can be deceiving. And I, for one, will not fall for their flopaganda. So today I'm here to unpack this pack for you. Based on the current epidemic of teenage children, I can only assume that this pack will include elf bars, a raging TikTok addiction, Air Force Ones, a cocktail of mental health conditions, an affinity for BTS, and a Casetify phone case. That's so weird. Why do I have one right here? It's almost like this video is sponsored by Casetify. Welcome back to the sponsor sofa. With the new EcoShock technology, your phone is protected from drops of up to 9.8 feet or 21.3 feet with the bounce case. That's at least 15 McMuffins in a trench coat. So I never have to worry about dropping my phone from the great height of not even 30 centimeters when taking pictures of my dog.
Stormy? You look like mommy, baby.
There is an insane selection to choose from, and they are also fully customizable from colors, fonts, material. Look at the material. So you too can have my name on your phone case. This is actually my second time working with Casetify, and as you can see, I still have the same phone, and there is not a smash or a crack in sight. And considering I have Harry Styles on my phone, I frequently tried to smash it. I just get so excited I can't even hold my phone. It also protects you from 99% of bacteria with its Defensify antimicrobial coating, so at least you're using protection. Speaking of crushing on my phone case, the crush cases are made from partially upcycled phone cases, and all of the packaging is 100% recyclable. Last time I had a few questions about whether I pay my dad to do these sponsored sections, and the answer is yes. I pay him an exposure and phone cases.
Give me $200.
So here is the second case testify from my dad, G-Man.
1 year ago, I made my debut. Now I'm back to do part 2. These cases rock, and I don't lie. Get yours today from Casetify.
Casetify is for all the family. So whether you're protecting an old phone or the latest iPhone 14, make sure you go to casetify.com/StephoSims for 15% off your order. Case closed. Starting off in Cass, it's time for Tisha to go back to school because, like Leah Michelle, she is also illiterate. I've aged her down, so consider this the prequel to every other video I've ever made. The plequel. Pleek! I would put the Cass items into a few different categories. Number one, of course, being JoJo Siwa core, and the rest being Clueless core, Shein store, Euphoria whore, and the crying on the kitchen floor. There's also some Depop creator collab items, which you do have to unlock at the thrift store. Go Depop some tags. They do only come in one swatch, which is unfortunate, but I guess makes sense considering if you were to ask a Depop seller if they have something in a different color, you would usually get a big fat fuck off. Literally found this baby tea in the bin. Took it straight off the back of a little dumpster baby. The makeup is some of the best we've had in the game. Root, are you on drugs?
Yes.
I don't even want to think about the MAC collab or get to work. And of course, you can free the nipple, but only if you're a man. The men basically have to choose between Harry Styles or whatever clothes Andrew Tate frat boys would shit out. They'd be shitting out of their Andrew prostate. Speaking of things that Andrew Tate hates, body hair on women. After the werewolves pack, you now don't have to choose between your birthday suit and your fursuit. And teens can also develop acne. I personally wouldn't wish acne on my worst enemy, but James Charles. Hi sis! As well as pronouns, they've also added sexuality, so you can select who your sim is attracted to, which can be none. They've been keeping that ace up their sleeve. But plot twist, this actually added straights to the game because by default, sims were all bisexual. Remove it, get it out, get it out.
What was that?
I really like all of the items. They're very Gen Z. And finally, we have 3 new traits, and we also have 4 new teen exclusive aspirations. These include admired icon, drama llama, goal orientated, and live fast, die young, bad girls, do it right. That is the hot girl song of the century. Welcome to the world of Copperdale, another all-American suburban world, not to be confused with the other all-American suburban worlds already in the game. It's giving Riverdale, but like any TV show, it's all a set. There's 3 neighborhoods, one with a fairground, the town square with the new bubble tea and thrift store, and the final neighborhood that is literally just the school. Forget about driving to school because the parking lot is fake. Football field is fake. The houses are fake. The shop is fake. Your mum's tits are fake. It was all a lie. It was all a lie. Also, the trailer does show the outside of this school, but then cuts to presumably a completely different lot because the school in-game, this bitch is empty. You can change this lot, but you can also only have 1 high school per save game. Once again, this would have been the perfect opportunity for them to add cars to the game, but once again, they did not.
Fuck you!
How are you gonna have Ka-Ching and not Ka-Chow? It's now time to inject some personality into your teens' rooms. Although I can think of a few other things that teens like to inject.
Turn around like you did 80 lines of coke.
The build section is so dull that it makes me think of jumping out of windows, which is something you can do in the game out of this one specific window. The build objects are school themed, so obviously it does feel slightly like a prison. Speaking of, you can now imprison your Sims in a circular room instead of a 1x1 box. I can finally make the new and improved Chode abode. Anyway, enough objectifying, I want to see some objects. The buy in this pack is for the girls, the gays, and the gamers only. It's for the girls, the gays, and the gamers only. There's Minecraft posters, LED computers, let's give it up for the RGBT community. 10 beds, 17 chairs, an egg rug, lockers, Polaroid pics, piles of fanfic. You can really make your teen dream bedroom, or your dream teen bedroom. Make your average Minecraft player's bedroom. Smells like sweat, Monster Energy, and socks filled with jizz. On to gameplay. TV shows always have 30-year-olds playing high schoolers, so now I am sending a 30-year-old to high school, which is perfect because Sims 14s look no different to adults anyway. I did age down some of my other Sims, but for obvious reasons, James Charles and Shane Dawson will not be in this video, mostly because they are not allowed in the school zone. In fact, I put them in jail.
You need to be locked in prison.
Anyway, it's time to go back to school. Tisha has moved into a school bus conversion by herself. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, she doesn't have any parental figures in her life. And now you may be wondering, how is she going to support herself like her bra supports those big old titties? Well, there is 2 new teen careers. You can be a streamer, which has a surprising lack of show bobs or vagina, or a social media influencer and get PR gifts as your first job. What kind of first job is that? Teens nowadays be saying poggers instead of getting jobbers. Speaking of which, the streamer career, you are a faceless creator who does speed runs. Take that thing off your face. I have to go. You can pick from 2 work schedules, so you can either have 2 jobs or be a cheerleader by day, Simfluencer by night. Hannah Montana Mojo. I chose neither because Tisha is an entrepreneur MLM boss babe.
Hey, bestie.
And because you can also earn money by buying and marking up vintage clothes on the Sims Depop app Trendy. Trendy with an I. Tag that shit as Y2K and call it a day. This may be the most chronically Gen Z pack we've ever got. Gen Z is short for Gentrification Z. And finally, we have the new after-school activities. Cheerleading, football, computer, and chess team. I had Tisha join the computer club because she is famously a computer programmer before she was a stripper. But before we could head to school, we needed to do some shopping. Get in, loser, we're going pussy popping. I got her some bubble tea. She is an expert at handling balls in her mouth. And then went to thrift some outfits. You can either create your own at the clothes rail or purchase other people's on the Trendy app. Although you cannot view them beforehand, so it's sort of like a clothing mystery box. Some of them are fire and some of them you should set on fire. Burn it. The more followers and higher your entrepreneur skill, the more influence you'll have over defining fashion trends. You may even see Sims around town with your fits on. Fits this dick in your mouth. And now it's back to Jewel season. It's Tisha's first day at her new school. There's only one option for high school, pubic school. There's no private, boarding, homeschool, school for wizards. Although you can drop out of high school to run drugs for your nana.
bandana.
So just home. No school. There's no school uniform or way to set one. In fact, there's no dress code at all. I mean, what is this, Euphoria High? No need for backpacks when your sim will just pull their homework out of their ass crack. I tried to play through without any mods initially, but none of the sims I placed around town turned up to school. In fact, there was 12 sims total. Undercrowding is a huge problem in American schools. So I installed a mod to choose the students, teachers, and up the number to 40. So for me personally, if I was playing on console, I would have already left this pack on the rack. You also can't be a teacher or principal in the game. I mean, teachers don't get paid enough in reality, and now they don't get paid at all in The Sims.
Give me $200.
Day 1, take 2. A new bombshell is entering the Copperdale villa. Unfortunately, Cheryl Bombshell and the entire cast of Riverdale also go here, so nobody noticed the new girl emo Dolly Parton. High school is hell. The only thing that smells more like a hot fart is a furry convention. Luckily, Tisha was dressed for the heat. Wants and Fears are back in the game. They replaced Whims, not the wicked kind. And Tisha was already having a mental breakdown on the bathroom floor from her fear of unfulfilled dreams. She wants to be an admired icon, which means you need clout, of which she currently has nout. You start off with a free period and then you go to your first class. And this is really fun. If your idea of fun is watching your Sims do fuck all for 3 hours, your only real option is to be a good little student.
We don't actually need gravity.
What do you mean that we don't need gravity?
What if it was never invented?
There's a few different pranks teens can do at school, like drawing on the whiteboard, which is not accurate given the opportunity teens would draw a huge monster with and big humongous and There's sometimes pop-ups that appear that can affect your grades, but you don't actually get to see them be played out. You just get to imagine that things are happening to your sim. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? This is the first and last time I will put you through watching class, because if you've seen it once, you've seen it all. At lunch, Tisha met the billionaire baddies, Veronica Lodge and Cheryl Bombshell. They've never met a poor before, aside from Jughead, so Veronica threw her drink on Tisha for looking in the direction of her boyfriend. Archie Andrews was different though. He's not like the other boys. He's handsome, he likes music, he has orange hair. Tisha's favourite spray tan shade is orange. She went to the diner after school for mummy milkshakes, but plot twist, Ronnie and the teacher Ezra Fitz were in the booth next to her having a tutoring session. I will tutor ring the police. She also added everyone that she briefly encountered on Flopbook. It's kind of like Facebook. You have a feed, you can tag people, send messages. They're all predetermined posts, which is probably for the best considering what Tisha would write if she had free will. Most of the messages are way too nice for teens. Not now. Mummy's cyberbullying. Although she did send Cheryl a message that read, "Go home and delete your front door because no one wants to see you." Which may as well be Sims for go unalive yourself. Day 2 at Flopperdale, Tisha trauma bonded with the Sims girlies and Jughead Jones because unlike Veronica Lodge's dad, who is in a jail cell, they're just incels. She started going through a rebellious phase. It's not a phase, mum. Tisha doesn't have a mum. She T-posed next to Archie like some kind of weird mating ritual, but this did not work in attracting him. Although the next day, while Tisha was practicing for her High School Musical audition, Archie came in and asked for singing lessons. Like Troy Bolton, he also has to choose between music and football. And one thing about Riverdale, there's going to be a musical episode. And so Tisha and Archie met here every lunchtime. Just as an FYI, there's no music club. Nothing gets between me and a good story. Wednesday is exam prep day, so Tisha went to cram, a hot dog in her mouth. So put on some lo-fi hip-hop beats to study to and beat down. Thursday, there was no class because it was career day. Maybe if you had a business that you were passionate about, then you would know what it takes to run a fucking business, but you don't. Tisha decided to skip computer club to go to the football sports day with Jaundice Jones because she doesn't yet know the triumphs and defeats, the epic highs and lows of high school football. They don't actually play football. They just play with their balls for a few hours. But with Valentine's Day around the corner, she mostly just went there to impress Archie. The next day, she decided to confess her love to Archie in a song in the middle of the high school hallway.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Because Archie, we're endgame. And I have never seen a sim be so violently humbled. She was having a nuclear level meltdown. But Tisha never flops, she just bops to the top. So after a brief emotional music intermission, she decided to unleash Dark Tisha and seduce Jeremiah Jones to make Archie jealous.
Help me! Help me!
No, those noises are not what you think they are. Tisha was essentially living at school because her power got shut off, so her and Slughead would do the nasty in the school showers. Arching her back in school, just call it scoliosis. The next day, she challenged Cheryl Blossom to a dance-off for her spot on the cheer team. If she was gonna take down these high school fucking bullies,
you're in your fucking 30s!
She needed to do it from the inside.
I have to go.
And after her solo in the contemporary teen category, Abby Lee Miller awarded Tisha with the spot of Cheerio team captain. She was also no longer a D-flop. Her looks were flying off the shelves and Sims around town were wearing her outfits. She's not just famous, she's influential. And she's auditioning for Oklahoma.
Yes, fuck it, I am in love with Nick.
From the computer club, she learned how to hack her grades, so she was now top of her class. But the one thing she wasn't topping was Archie Andrews.
Dear God.
So instead of going to the weekly prom, they decided to ditch and go to the Euphoria Fun Fair and do Jingle Jangle. Jiz Slut Jones and Tisha unlocked the new Woohoo location, the Ferris wheel. Buckle your seatbelts and keep your hands inside the ride or your partner at all times. And then she tried to take Archie for the ride of his life, but nepotism Nancy stepped in and put a stop to it. She was so mortified that she hid on the Ferris wheel until she got banned for riding it too many times. I always knew she'd get banned for riding. To take Veronica Lodge down for good, she needed a new plan and a new look. This is the emo to bimbo pipeline.
She certainly looks the part.
Who is that fine babe?
She grabbed Archibald by the Archiballs and made out with him by the lockers.
Pretty princess.
Lock him up. And the cast of Riverdale finally said, "You can sit with us." As part of her initiation into the group, she had to do a pole dance in Veronica's basement brothel for teens.
Excuse me, what the actual fuck are you doing?
It truly is a mad world. She played Griffins and Girl Bosses with the gang and sung a duet with Archie. Here's to Archie.
And Archie.
And all she had to do to join the group was completely change who she is and disassociate from her body. But it's fine because she's pretty and she's rich. Her latest outfit, Gays and Gamers, sold for 10 million simoleons. If it weren't for the cheerleading finals that she won and prom next week she would drop out right now, Tisha woke up at 4 a.m. that day to get ready for school. And for those 3 hours she spent getting ready, she only thought about one thing, Archie Andrews. Also, it's summer now, but in the Sims cinematic universe, there is no summer slaycation. Veronica was mysteriously missing from lunch that day, so Tisha would have to wait till prom to break up with Archie, which meant going to prom with Jingle Jangle Jones. And in case you haven't noticed, he doesn't fit in, and he doesn't want to fit in. He's gonna wear that fucking beanie to prom and it's gonna smell like shit. Probably bugs living under it. Bughead. They had a pre-prom party to take photos and then it was off to the big event. She looked beautiful and of course he was there. Once you arrive, you can vote for prom royalty and class clown. She voted for Archie as king and Ronnie as clown because she is the nastiest skank bitch I've ever met and she is a fugly slut. There's a photo booth, a dance floor where you can sweetheart dance, always leaving room for Jesus in the middle. We're hoping to have a threesome. Prom happens every week, which feels a bit excessive and it's also very short. You barely have time to do all the interactions it requires. Not that there's anything wrong with short kings. Speaking of which, it's now time to announce prom royalty. And your prom king and clown is Archie Andrews and Veronica Lodge. Tisha couldn't stand the spotlight not being on her for 1 second. She'd be the prom queen if crying was a contest. Remember when Veronica was missing from lunch? Tisha actually found her. And this is what she saw.
On Riverdale.
You're a fucking cunt. You have no fucking backbone.
And if that makes her the villain, then so fucking be it. Is this the part of the play where she steals Archie from Ronnie? Ezra Fitz is now in jail where he belongs. But unfortunately, Archie also got arrested for being ginger. Tisha tried to break him out by twerking outside, but unfortunately her ass wasn't earth-shattering enough, so she graduated early and moved to the big city. Speaking of earth-shattering, Ezra escaped from prison in a rocket ship and Jailbait Jones and Sweaty Cooper joined the FBI to hunt him down. Cheryl realized she was a witch and teleported to the realm. Veronica got hit by a bus and died, and they all lived happily ever after. Now for the Sim Pack review. I had really high hopes for high school. It could have been an A+, but instead it gets a C. which is a passing grade, but it also gets the same feedback that my teachers gave me in school. She had so much potential. I relied heavily on mods to enjoy this. The class sizes are too small. You can't have clubs or group gatherings. There is only one type of high school, so if you went to anything other than public school, public my balls. Also, the fact that you don't get to see the after school activities and there's no actual football games is really disappointing. I couldn't get graduation to work for the life of me, which is why I had her graduate early. And considering this pack was based around school, surprisingly my favorite part of it was outside of it. Trendy and the thrift store really sold me on this pack, you thrifty bitch. I will continue to use this pack, but it just didn't live up to what it could have been. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you again to Casetify for sponsoring this video.
Open the door.
And thank you so much to my Patreons for supporting me in the channel. And I will see you in the next one. Or not. Bye, bitch.